Hey, how are you? Sorry I'm late. My nose started running. Anyway, I want to get to it. So how are you? Um, it is awesome to be here. So my name's Patty and Waho. I am your intimate soul connector, and I get asked often, what do I do? And sometimes I get personally stuck. So with trying to explain it to someone. And so what I do, get to the point, I help people that are in relationships or just got out of them. But I'll go with the first one, that you're in a relationship and you're honestly in a transition, or you're stuck and feeling like you don't know which path to go down. You may be feeling like totally disconnected. Something doesn't feel right. You might not use the word disconnect, but something within you just doesn't feel right and it just doesn't quite add up. You've got anxiety whenever you have to think about the relationship or you in that relationship. So then you start panicking about that. You might have an inability to feel, that feeling of numbness, because sometimes people stay in numbness because it means that they don't have to move or they don't have to work on what they need to work on, and they choose to stay stuck. And man, I feel you, because I've done a lot of that over the years, and so I totally get you where you're coming from, I should say. And the clients that I love working with are the ones that are beautiful people, but their heart's disconnected. And so when it comes to real deep conversations, they just don't know how to go there. And so today's subject is what I'm going to speak to today, and I'm going to keep it so simple because it is simple, and that is the art and the ability of having real conversations. Real conversations. And I don't mean that, real conversations to all different people, to different people are different. So if you were to ask yourself what's a real conversation, for me, I'll ask myself, it's something that invokes feeling. So if someone asks me a question and I don't want to talk about it, immediately my old self would gloss over it, or I would just not even realize what I'm doing. I'd change the subject, or I'd use smoky mirrors. So if you notice yourself doing this, then you know that is a conversation you need to have with yourself, so you can have those conversations with others. So I'm just going to keep it really, really simple, so you can get the little gold nuggets that you need to from this video. So when you need to have a conversation with, obviously, the person that you're in the relationship with, maybe it'll be a friend, a lover at the moment, or someone that you've just started dating with, it's really calling you to show courage and to actually show up. So today, me personally, I just moved house and I'm absolutely exhausted. It was, without going into it, it was just something that I had to face. I had to have real conversations with myself about what I did, things that I did to stuff up, really deep conversations. I had to own my irresponsibility. I had to have conversations with people that were outside my comfort zone. So yes, I do have a comfort zone that I have to travel outside of. But when I had those conversations, there were miracles on the other side. And so I want to share those nuggets with you. So when you do have conversations, or you're about to, place yourself in their shoes. So most people that have to have a conversation generally come from it about what they've given to that person, what they're expecting, what hurt that they may have experienced from that person. So they're listing everything that is obviously has been done wrong to them, and so obviously with that kind of mindset, the whole narrowness of your brain or your mind is just completely shut down, and you're not expanded, and I suppose you're not expanded to see, well, what could come in if I just go into a conversation with an open heart. And I am speaking to you that yes, you may have been hurt, but just show courage and have that conversation with that person. So the first one would be put yourself in their shoes, so that when you are conversing, that it's just not all about you. And so when you can do that, then there's no emotions attached to it because you're not worried about what you get from it. So awesome. The next one is to own your own shit. What is that? Lots of people go, yeah, I own it. And I'm talking about myself as well as, I know I've done this, and I'm like open to that. I'm self-aware that I've done this, and this. But truly owning your shit is speaking to it, like apologizing for the whatever's happened, owning it, and really sharing that responsibility with someone. So if you've hurt someone, own that and say, hey, I'm really sorry for doing this to you, whether you were aware. So if you were not aware, just say I was unaware that this would have happened, but now I've looked back on it and I've reflected on it. I've realised how that has hurt you and how that has impacted you. And then also if you've got an outcome or something that you know that you've realised that you could avoid, because you don't want to do it again, because that doesn't really show that you're showing responsibility if you keep repeating the same shit. So that when that person sees that you just not talk, that your actions follow up from what you've spoken, then someone will look at you and think, wow, you're really integral with your word, which is, if you've never read the book, The 4 Agreements, that's one of, the agreements is to be really integral with your word. And that's something that I have to work on a daily basis, because sometimes I talk too much. If I can own my shit. And when you do own it, my third point would be, as my friend Wahine says, shut the fuck up. So you've owned your stuff, and then there is silence. And why does there need to be silence? Well, you've put yourself in their shoes, and so that you can relate to them on a non-emotional way, so all your feelings are not clouded by it. The second one is you're owning up to whatever you've done, your responsibility or irresponsibility. And then the third one is silence. So why would you need to be silent? Well, because you've had your part, you've spoken, and now you're just leaving the door open to have a conversation for whatever they may need to say to you. And also, sometimes you just need to shut the fuck up. Really simple, I know. Because if you're forever talking, how is anyone supposed to converse with you if it's always your voice speaking? And I've really learned that, when someone's trying to say something to me, I'm like, yeah. And you're having this, yeah, but I'm not listening. So when there's silence, you're really, truly listening to what the other person has to say. And then in that silence, it can really sink into your heart. And when it sinks into your heart, that is really when you embody it and you feel it and you'll take action on it, because you've felt it. You've felt what that person needed to tell you. You've felt everything about it, because in that silence you can make change. So it was a pretty easy conversation and for me to have with you guys today, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you do resonate with it, then like it, love it, share it, whatever you need to do. But I have been loving the conversations I have had by me showing up on a regular basis, and for people messaging me about that they enjoy the videos. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. But if you have any questions that you're pondering on, message me so that I could answer them in the next video that I do. Because I check in on the Monday morning when I go to do the video what I need to speak about. So it's fresh and top of mind. So yeah, write your message in, or write your sort of pain point that you're going through and maybe need a little bit of guidance, and then I will do a video and share it with you. So I hope this does help you in having real conversations with people. And if you need to message me, I have put a link there. I'd love to talk to you if you would like to work with me. And until my next video, guys, remember to stay grounded. And whenever you have a conversation, come from love. Bye for now.